Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, the 29th day of March. Here we go. Today we're going to explain to you the concept of Mayim Shelanu. I'll tell you what it does not mean. Mayim Shelanu does not mean our water. Mayim Shelanu means water that has slept, or kind of, sort of. That's what it means. Now, why am I mentioning this? Because it's a special kind of water that's used in the production of kosher matzah for Pesach. And it's just water. It's just water, but what it means is it's water that has slept through the night. That means that you have collected it and put it into containers and filled those containers, and those containers stayed filled with that water overnight. The main idea is that when you knead the water with flour together to knead them into that dough that's going to be quickly baked into matzah, you want to make sure that the flour is not coming into contact with warm water. Because if the flour was coming into contact with warm water, it would be much more possible that in the quick contact they could instantly or near instantly become leaven and start heading to becoming chametz, and we don't want that at all. Therefore, the water that's used in the production of matzah must be water that was put into containers overnight and set up in such a way that they remain cold, and then in the day, when you use those waters that slept in those containers through the night, then they're good and cold, and they're going to make for good matzah production. So none of you probably listening to this are qualified to make your own kosher for Pesach matzah, but I want you to know what the concept is, because you're going to hear it and not even know what it is. Now you're well educated. Mayim Shelanu does not mean our water. It means water that slept, and it's really just, in our terms, it would be water that has stayed cold, so that when it comes into contact with the flour, it's gonna not ferment, and it's gonna make good proper matzah, so that when you knead it quickly with the flour, put it right in the oven, it couldn't have had a chance to ferment at all, because when flour comes in contact with cold water, it doesn't ferment so quickly. So leave it to the mashgichim, those who watch over the matzah baking process. They know all the laws about when you fill that water, how much water is used, and how you make certain that water doesn't come into contact with the flour at all until the moment that the matzah starts to be kneaded together. And they do, you should see what goes on in matzah factories. They work very carefully to make certain that the cold water is cold and it has no contact with the flour, and the first contact they have is when they hit that mixing bowl, so that they could be kneaded quickly into dough for matzah, and then quickly right into the oven. But now at least you know the concept. That's what Mayim Shelanu is, water that has slept overnight, that's good and cold for the proper production of kosher for Pesach matzah. Now you know. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.